another one, yeah, except for strong, yeah. Oh, it's another one, yeah.
Good evening, welcome to iBoxingHub. If you're new to this channel, you know what you got to do. Like, share and subscribe. I go by the name of BIYENGE, featuring yours Truly Tre. What's good? Tre, what's good? Tre, what's good?
What's going on, cuz? What's going on to the people? Just wanted to give a big shout out to, everyone that's just... Yo. Yep. What? Can you see me? Hear me? You good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just wanted to say, man, big up to the community, big up to the people that's supporting what we do. We do these shows not just for us, we do it for the people. So we just wanted to say big up to them. And big up to Daniel in the comments as well. We got Dan Thomas. Big up to you, my brother, for all the tremendous work you've been doing with IBH North with the Crossroads in boxing. Cuz I know we're obviously going to be talking about a lot. We've obviously had the card yesterday, Boatsi Parker. That's obviously going to be an interesting one for us to discuss. But before we get into the show, cuz there's a few things we've got to do a shout out for. So do apologize for a bit of the technical issues. I don't know if you could you see the screen right now, cuz?
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah, apologies about the technical issues, people. But yeah, cuz we've actually got a few things that we need to talk about. Firstly, we've got a brand new show, cuz. I don't know if you know it, but it's going to be called The Fight Night Chronicles. And this is going to be a collaboration with Red Corner Boxing. So people, make sure you go and follow Red Corner Boxing. You got Mr. Neutral, aka the new boxing media, Jim Watt, in my eyes anyway, that's what I call him. And you have True Dollar Bill doing a tremendous first episode for The Fight Night Chronicles. So because basically what they will be doing is they will be, talking about historical fights and just giving you their take from the build-up all the way to Fight Night, man. So big up to the Fight Night Chronicles crew, which is a collaboration with Jam, with Red Corner Boxing. So, cuz, big up. And also a special shout out, cuz, man. We got to give a special shout out, man. Crossroads in Boxing. CJ, Ricky, Eric, absolutely smashing it with the shows, man. But I don't know if you've seen it, cuz, but CJ actually has his article on Boxing News, man. So people, make sure you follow exactly what they're going to be doing. So I'm going to obviously put the link in the description. But yeah, cuz, before we get into the show, big up to you and to the family, man.
Same to you, man. Big up yourself. Still there?
Yeah, big up, cuz, man. Let's go, cuz. What you saying?
Yeah. Well, let's discuss yesterday's event, Queensberry event. It was actually a good event, I must say. It was the light heavyweights. It was really. I'm really happy for Lyndon Arthur. Winning the European title. I'm also happy for what's his name? Is it Cameron?
Yeah, Liam Cameron, man. He fought a hard.
I'm happy that he got the win, man.
Because
it seemed like he was gonna. For a minute, I thought he was gonna lose that fight. So I'm really happy that he got the win. The British light heavyweight scene. It's just doing all right. It's just, they're doing all right. Not too bad. Not too bad. But right, everybody wants to talk about it. So let's just go straight into it. The main event. My honest opinion, it's not what I expected from each fighters. Some may sound biased, but I'm happy that Boatsi got the win. But look, in fairness, all right, okay, it wasn't his best performance at all. I just feel that with Parker, I feel that the game plan was really not to trade with Boatsi, just keep it moving, fight on the back foot, hit and run. But what annoyed me was like the amount of times he kept on dropping on the floor. I personally, I think referee should have at least given him 2 deductions. Um, Again, in terms of the instructions that what Watts was getting from his corner, I don't know if it was good enough. Maybe he should have applied more pressure. But again, it's a weird one because I was talking about it with my friends the other day. I said like, whenever a boxer loses for the first time, it's a tricky one because with boxers, you know, when they have, you know, their records, they've never lost, always winning, 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 winning. It must be hard coming back from a loss. Obviously, you know, coming from a loss ain't the end of the world, but you've learned something. But it's just like, if I compare Parker to Callum Smith is the better opponent than Parker. Do you know what I mean? So I automatically thought this will be an easy victory for Boatsi because Parker's moving up to, you know, a light heavyweight. But you know, Parker believes that he won. I understand why he believes that he won, but it was awful. It was. I'm sorry, but it wasn't nice. It wasn't nice. But like I said, I'm happy that Boatsi got the win, and hopefully, just hopefully, let's see if he gets to challenge the winner of Benavides and Anthony Yard. But then again, it's a weird one because think about it, right? How does he? It's weird. He gets an opportunity to challenge for a world title, but then so where does Callum Smith? Where's he at then? Because obviously Callum Smith beat Boatsi, you would assume Callum Smith automatically will challenge for, you know, the world title. So I don't know what's going on. So it's a bit of a tricky one. But all right. So I want to ask the people this: should Boatsi challenge the winner of Benavides and the Yard, or should he rematch Parker?
People get involved, because you broke it down tremendously, man. Big up to you, because it wasn't the cleanest performance. I agree with you. They obviously expected Parker to not be a tune-up, but to be a fight, like you said, coming off a loss against someone that's, you know, credible. He'll give you a good battle, and you know, Zach Parker did do his thing. I know there was a few times he could have had points taken off, but it was still a tricky fight for Boatsi. Or maybe, you know, it happens. Maybe it happens as athletes, you know.
Yeah, do you know what? It does
Apologies
happen, but it's just. Do you know what? Look, at the same time, I couldn't really blame Boatsi. Reasons for this is because look, he's there to fight, and as dumb as this may sound, maybe, just maybe, what Parker done, maybe that's the blueprint on how to beat Boatsi by avoid trading with him, because you know Boatsi goes blow for blow. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of them ones where it's, you know, I'm honestly I'm just happy that he's got the win. I know some people say, oh, he lost, or some said it should have been a draw, but at the same time, yeah, points should have been deducted because that, come on, that was just terrible.
Yeah, cause I don't disagree with you. And look, everyone in the chat, big up just to everyone that's involved, man. You got Daniel Thomas, you got Mr. Neutral, big up to him. He's gonna obviously be doing his show later on. FK Breeze, you know, Lucy's Fats. I'm really starting to think Yard could beat Boatsi, and also they both missed out on fighting earlier, which is a fair point as well. Who the hell wants to see a rematch? What a mess. Obviously Daniel's saying no rematch. So cuz I want to see a rematch because Parker should have won, or he executed the game plan well, but Boatsi didn't turn up. So FK Breeze also made a good point as well about Virgil Hunter and Boatsi not mixing well together. We obviously have a group chat and we've spoken about that briefly as well. Maybe it's just not worked out. He's trying to, you know, do a lot with him. We've seen Boatsi in his early part of his career. He obviously looked good the way he was fighting. He was erratic, but needed sharpening of his tools, man. But now it just seems like maybe it's just not the right fit, man. But cuz I can't lie to you, I wouldn't want to see a rematch. I think he's got away with one there in terms of, you know, a bad day in the office, but he's got the victory. Just chalk that off and kind of move on to a bigger fight, man. So it leads up to what I wanted to ask you, cuz, man. So regardless of what happens with Benavidez, is this a fight? Because we've wanted this as fans for a long time, man. Would you still wanna see this fight?
Of course, 100%. Because Virgil said it himself yesterday. He said, "Look, Buatsi is a professional fighter. He fights people who are coming to fight. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the likes of Yard or Benavidez, he'll have to up his game. Do you know what I mean? Yesterday, obviously, coming from a loss, again, that's no excuse, but it's just, I just think the whole game plan was just wrong. Yeah, the whole game plan. Maybe his game plan was wrong as well, because I just feel that he wasn't letting his hands go enough. And when he did as well, he missed the majority of his shots. But Parker, like I said, I think his game plan was really just to hit, not get hit, and move around. But it was boring. I didn't enjoy it at all. But I think Buatsi and Yard will be a tremendous fight. I think Buatsi and Benavidez will be a tremendous fight. I think Buatsi and Bivol will be a tremendous fight. I think Buatsi and who else? What's that guy's name? He fought last week. His coach is Malik Scott. I forgot his name now. But he will also be a good fight for Buatsi. So at the moment, as we speak, the light heavyweight division, the light heavyweight division at the moment is on fire. It's a division. It's on fire because look, I understand Bivol's the unified champion, and obviously Benavidez is the WBC champion. But to Biv now, I don't know. Is he still in the mix? I don't know, but. Now we've got some serious contenders in this division.
Parker done a Haney and got punished too. Two consonants, two different judging criterias. So Mr. Neutral saying it's a bit of a dodgy one. Yard depends which version of him shows up. I couldn't believe it was a main event. There was no noise when punches were landed. So yeah, man, just wasn't too much of a vibe. So it was obviously talking about the rematch, and I thought Parker should have won the fight, but I don't want to see that again. So Lucy's Fats is just saying that, yeah, it's one of those situations, man. But Lyndon Ray should have been the main event, which is a fair comment. European Championship, you know what I mean? So I know it's a bit of a disrespect to Buatsi because the whole event was supposed to be, geared towards the comeback, but it's a fair point, man. Look, European Championship, Lyndon Arthur did his job in the end, so it's just one of those ones, man. But look, what I wanted to kind of say, cuz, is athletes do have their nights where it's a bad day in the office. It wasn't a good performance from Buatsi, but I wouldn't want to see the rematch again, and I think maybe they should start just campaigning, man, for the Yard fight, man. Let's just get on, man. Let's not waste time.
Well, at the end of the day, we're going to have to wait because, look, in a couple of weeks' time, it's a big event taking place in Saudi. So we don't know what the outcome's going to be in it. So, look, if Yard beats Benavidez, I don't know. There could be a rematch clause there. I'm not too sure. If there isn't, it's a tricky one because you got to think of it. The ball. So would Yard want to defend his title against Buatsi, or would he want to challenge? Bivol? I mean, what would you, as a manager, as his manager, what would you recommend?
What I'll do, cuz I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm thinking more money. I'm thinking how I would promote it. I would still, do the Buatsi fight, man, because it's at this point where if it doesn't happen within these next couple of years, then there's no point for this to even be spoken about, man. So I would say go for the Buatsi because it would be more money commercially, potentially, because it's back home in England. You could do it in a stadium. I think it could work, man. But, Benavidez, you're probably gonna, challenge Bivol, which is a good point as well. It is a good point, man. You know, Yard could just go and challenge Bivol. He could do that. So let's see, man.
Do you know what? I actually agree with your fact. Yard wants to beat Benavides, becomes a WBC champion. In his eyes, he believes that he can beat Boatsi, right? So the way I see it, he'll be getting paid to fight Boatsi. Now, if he was to lose to Boatsi, he's getting paid regardless because there'll probably be a rematch for. Do you know what I mean? And then from that there, the outcome, then they can challenge the likes of Bivol, all of the marbles. So it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. I mean, it really depends. I mean, I suppose him fighting Bivol next, there'll probably be more money because that fight will most likely take place in Saudi. Bivol's with match 3 yards with Greenberry. I believe they can, in terms of the purse, it'll probably be a bigger purse.
Yeah, no,
it
definitely.
Could potentially be a bigger purse. It could potentially be bigger than Bertabiev and Bivol, because I think their purse, I think it was it 10 million?
Yeah, I think so as well. Because regardless, anyway, you know, win, lose or draw, I think Anthony Yard's got a lot of options. After that fight, man, because he's a big draw. Lions in the camp, he's gonna come with energy. And one of the things that you can say is in his CV is he don't back down in fights, man. So whoever it is, I'm sure he would, put on a show, and he still wants to be champion, man. So let's see, man. Let's see what happens. Could be a good situation where he could defend that belt back here in the UK. I think it would be good.
Yeah. Well, look, let's just wait and see. This is all, we're just talking because obviously we want it to happen, but we just don't know what will happen in it. But I wanted to quickly move on to the main event on in the matchroom event. What's his name? The heavyweight. He's moved up to heavyweight. Is it the Jordan Thompson?
Yeah.
Now he lost.
Yeah.
Again, it was a tough fight for him. I mean, look, he last fought at cruiserweight. He lost, and he's been out for like 2 years. And I think I don't think he should have taken that fight. I know he wanted to challenge himself. He's moved up to a heavyweight, but the way I see it, I would actually like to see him fight. What's his name? The guy from Sheffield, Johnny Allen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Johnny Allen, and then maybe challenge for a British title fight, the winner of TKV and I've forgotten his name now. Mine's gone blank. Fraser Clark. It'll be a good strike.
Yeah, it would be, and it wasn't. I kind of feel for him yesterday, man, because like you said, when you're out for a long period of time, man, it's quite difficult. But he's with a good promoter in Eddie Hearn, man, so Eddie's gonna build him back up again, and I'm sure he's gonna be back in the mix, man. So let's see what happens, man. Remember his Yard, so one sea-level fight is coming after he loses. That is mad. Johnny Allen is a new name. It obviously means we know what you mean. You mean David Allen, man. Yeah, I know. I didn't want to. You know what it is? Because I was being nice to you. I didn't want to. But FK Breeze, man, big up to you, man.
Bro, that's it, Johnny. Sorry.
You know what?
I'm thinking of Johnny Fisher and Dave.
Cuz it was just telepathic, man. I knew what you meant, but I just kind of being professional, just put that to the side. But now, big up to FK Breeze for clocking that, man. I was just being nice, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think him and Dave Allen, it'll be a good scrap, and hopefully the winner of that then can challenge for a British title. start again. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously, look, he just moved up to heavyweight, and it wasn't. I mean, he started off well, but when he got clipped, boy, it wasn't well. It wasn't good.
Yeah, it was.
Good
I
at
feel
all.
sad for him, cause man,
Mm.
that's why not everyone
But
can be at the ring for long, man.
here's the thing now, yeah.
Mm.
Just want to briefly talk about Wardley and Usyk. I think the problem here is it's the purse because look, Usyk, he ain't gonna fight Wardley for what 10 million. Do you know what I mean? He's now a prize fighter. So this is how I see it. There's options. Again, there's options. Now, Eddie Hearn said that AJ is going to be featuring in an undercard this year. Now, there's a possibility. Now, look, but there's two things. Usyk could vacate the WBO title, right? Yeah. Parker and Wardley can run it back again. Yeah. Or Wardley could fight AJ. Winner of that, I guess, gets Usyk. And if it was AJ, Usyk will come out and fight AJ again because the money is big. So, in a way, I do kind of
I
feel
love,
for Wardley.
I love that, cause you always want to
No,
squeeze
no,
AJ back in the
no,
mix
no, what?
somehow,
No,
somehow,
look,
just
no.
squeeze it
Look.
in.
Put it this way. Just hear me out. Hear me out.
I hear you.
He's what? He's the WBO interim champion, right? So Usyk has got all the marbles. Would Usyk be motivated to fight Wardley? If the money's right, yes. If the money ain't right, no. So Wardley's got two. He's got two choices. Usyk could vacate that belt. He could fight Parker. Do you know what I mean? And then he becomes, WBO champion and happy days. Or, or he could fight AJ. He's getting paid. If fights AJ, beats AJ, there's a possibility Usyk might win a fight, and Usyk could vacate that belt. Or if AJ beats him, we could potentially see another AJ Usyk, or we could see a AJ Fury. Do you know what I mean? Because look, the way I see it, they're talking about AJ wants to, he wants to win. He wants to become 3 times world champion again, and he's having a warm up. He's having a warm up fight this year. I think it's a 8 rounder or 10 rounder. I'm not too sure. I don't know who the opponent is, but I'm just thinking like Wardley don't want Wardley to be waiting for too long. Do you know what I mean? So he wanted to be active. So and because he's at that number one position, yeah, it's just like he doesn't really want to. Do you know what I mean? Lose it. So unless the only option I can see him fighting, that's if Delboy wanted to, Derek can fight Woodley. But again, this is just I'm just thinking about what's going on in the heavyweight division at the moment because it's just mad because Fury, he said it for himself, he's retired allegedly. So do you know what I mean?
Yeah, cuz man, obviously big up to you, but even I'm not gonna lie, even Lucy knows, man. She even said that BNG has been trying his ass off to make Usyk AJ free for some strange reason, man. But FK Breeze is obviously saying Wardley beats AJ right now, which is mad to say right now. Which it's a fair point. It is a fair point. Daniel's also agreeing that Wardley beats AJ right now. I think the end goal is AJ versus Fury. And Daniel Thomas, man, you've said it best, man. That is the only
You
thing
know
I'm
what?
interested at this point,
The
cuz man.
fight that I really want to see, right, is Woodley and Daniel Dubois. That's a fight that they should make next. That's a fight they can make next because Caballero, I believe he's fighting the dude in France, Tony Yoka. I think he's fighting him in Germany. Sorry,
Okay.
Daniel Dubois is calling out Caballero. Obviously, the fight happening next, but Daniel was saying that he wants to become 2 times world champion again, innit? You got Wardley there, or he can fight Parker. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Basically, what I'm trying to say is Frank has got the keys to the heavyweight division. He can make these fights happen. The question is he going to make it happen? I believe he can, but you know,
Cuz man, he can as long as he's got Turkey. His Excellency by your side, cuz the money, you got the brains as a promoter, as a tremendous promoter in Frank, in Uncle Frank, actually, man, respects. Yeah, I think that can happen, and that Daniel Thomas agrees with you, cuz man. Triple D versus Wardley is a great fight, and FK Breeze wants to see Dubois versus Parker. Let's see this fight, man. Let's see what would have happened that night if Dubois didn't get ill, man.
That fight, the thing is, that fight should happen next. Yeah, I think it's fair. They can make that because Parker's part of what Golden Promotions. Obviously, they're called Frank Warren and whatnot, and they can make this happen. But like I said to you, I don't know if because end of the day, you got to think from a promoter's point of view, right? Even though it's got everyone in the heavyweight division, at the same time they're trying to protect their assets because either way, somebody's gonna have to make money. So at the moment, you got look Moses Otuma. We know it ain't gonna happen, but he can put most of two more in with Daniel Dubois. He ain't gonna do it. Do you know what I mean? He's trying to build up Moses to get to that level, and then and plus he's still young, blah blah blah. Daniel Dubois, he can fight. What's his name? Wardley, or even Adelaide, or even a Coley. Do you know what I'm saying? There's options. Or even Buck Coley, but again, he's beefing boxer, so he ain't gonna make that fight happen. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was about to say, cuz man, until Ben Shalom, and Frank Warren, Uncle Frank, if they could kind of get
But
together
then
and do.
again, I think that's a bit unfair because look, we've had it years ago when Frank and Eddie they weren't seen eye to eye, and all these fights should have happened years ago and they never happened. Let's not repeat it again. Do you know what I mean? Let's just keep it professional. If you don't like each other, fair enough. It is what it is, yeah. But for the fighter's sake, here, look, let's just make these fights happen.
I agree with you completely, because the time is now, especially with the influence of His Excellency. I think it's time. It's time. Let's do these big fights. Let's do these great fights. But to be fair, we have been getting these great fights. Lucy's Fats is obviously saying I think Dubois is fighting Frank Sanchez next. So I did hear that as well. Lucy is
Yes,
right about that.
yes, yes, yes.
Does Wardley beat Bacoli? Cuz does Wardley beat Bacoli? It's a great
Do you know
question.
what?
From FKB.
Um, I would probably have to say yes, just going by Wardley's performance, and I don't know what's going on with. Okay, going by Wardley's performance, yes, and Wardley's activity, yes, and Wardley's nutrition, yes. Because at the moment, our Congolese brother, I don't know what's going on because I don't know what's going on. He ain't got no fight lined up. A year ago, was it? Yeah, a year ago, he was the boogeyman. Now it's just like because look, even with him, right? He can fight Zhang. That'd be a good fight. Him and Zhang. Again, Zhang, I believe he's Queensbury. They can make the fight happen. Again, Bacoli's not with Queensbury, he's with Boxer. But my point is, yeah, it's a good heavyweight clash. So it's one of them ones where I think a lot of these fighters, the problem with going on with these fighters, they want the big fights. They want to fight the big boys like the likes of AJ or Daniel Dubois or Tyson Fury. And unfortunately, they ain't gonna get them because there's no interest for them to fight them. Do you know what I mean? It's a risk, but you know.
Cuz FK Breeze, big up to FK Breeze, but we already know Bacoli is now eating Kwanga. And so with Fondu. Oh no, FK Breeze, but he knows, but he absolutely knows. BNG even said Wardley's nutrition beats him. I'm done. Look, cuz you said it.
It's look, it's the honest truth. Sometimes I know, look, we like to sugarcoat things, we like to, back our fires and blah blah blah. But the reality is that look, I look, fair play, he fought Parker, that was his biggest paycheck. He lost in round one. He had like what, just under 48 hours notice or 72 hours, whatever. He fought FA and it was just terrible. It was just do you know what I mean? But let's see. Let on his next performance, let's see if he'll lose that weight and let's see how how he does. But at the moment for me, it's just yeah, it's just if anything, right? If anything, the person I think Bacoli should fight. I don't know if Parker will run it back with him. I don't think Parker needs to. Will be the person who gave him his first L. forgotten his name, but the person gave him his first L. Maybe you should run it back with him.
Oh, mad. You saying you wanted to take it back, man? Damn. Yeah, but I can't remember his name as well, man. But I think it's Michael Hunter.
Hunter.
Yes,
Hunter.
yes.
Hunter.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's just not active enough, Hunter, man, for it to be,
you know what?
Good fight to watch, cuz that's the problem. And big up to Daniel Thomas, man. This is a good point right here, man. He's saying this is how I see things happening. Wardley fights Triple D, winner fights AJ, Fury comes out of retirement for the big fight. What happens with Usyk in between? I can't put a finger on it, man. So he doesn't know.
This might say I like his point made there, because think about it. Who, apart from what's his name, Moses Otuma fighting Usyk, if that fight ever happened, I don't know. Who else is there to challenge Usyk? Usyk can't just be sitting there with all the marbles, be like, yeah, I might fight this person, I'm not gonna fight this person. He has to fight somebody, and the person at the moment is Fabio Wardley, but he doesn't want to fight him. So who, regardless, even if Usyk was to vacate the belt, but who? Do you know what I mean? You know.
That's the thing, and Alex Krashik, you know, Usyk's old, you know, manager promoter, he just wants him to retire, man.
And not just that, we've got. Correct me if I'm wrong. Derek Shaw won't need #1 in the IBF, and I'm hearing that him and Dylan White fight ain't happening no more. So I'm assuming that the December 13th card has been cancelled. So let's just say hypothetically, if he was still #1 IBF, Usyk could probably fight Derek. A farewell fight. I enjoyed the first fight.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it would be a good fight, you know, as a blessing, so both guys can just, you know, call it quits, man, because I don't want to see any more. Not in a disrespectful manner, but I just think Usyk, my guy, man, he's done everything, man. He's completed the game. He could walk out, you know, as the undisputed champion, you know, like what Lennox Lewis did, you know, many moons ago. So I would love to see it, cuz, man. And here's a bit of a controversial one, actually. Moses is the only one for Usyk, but I think Moses beats Wardley. The thing is, that fight could never happen, man, because they're both in the same camp, man. You know, Ben Davison's is the middle ground. Is he gonna be running from post to post to do the corners during that fight? But like, it just doesn't work, cause I don't know, unless Wardley, you know, goes with a different team, you know, and that fight happens, man. Maybe, you know, who knows? But I don't see that happening.
Yeah, well, it's a waiting game. Well, we've got the big fight just under 2 weeks, so you know, Eubank and Conor Ben. So I'm really looking forward to that one and seeing the outcome. So yeah.
Yeah, unfinished business. You know, can't believe we're promoting this again. Like, obviously, I like the first fight, but I didn't want to see the second fight, man. But I guess because both guys didn't get any opponents and a rematch clause and blah blah blah, but we're gonna see it, man. So Wardley still got his old coach with him. Yes, sir, you are right, FK Breeze, man. So it could happen. It could happen.
So
it could happen.
Well, I've actually heard that Floyd and Pacquiao, they're running it back next year. What's your thoughts? Yeah.
Money in it.
No, that obviously money, but I'm saying, what's your thoughts in terms of the fight? Would you want to see it again? Do you think Pacquiao's got a chance, or do you think Floyd beats him again?
I think Floyd beats him again, man. I think the best time Pacquiao had to beat Floyd Mayweather was when Floyd was retired the first time. You know, when you retired the first time and Pacquiao was the pound for pound #1 fight at the time, you know, he beat Hatton, you know, he had fights after fights. I think that was the point. But you obviously saw the whole situation with the drug testing and it just didn't happen. So I would watch it. It would be entertaining. If it's on Netflix, I would see it. But it's yeah. I'm with Daniel, man. I don't know what to really think of it, man. It's just one of those ones, man. And yeah, there's not much
Cool.
promotion for the second
So,
fight. Yeah, for the
so I'm hearing that. So Tank ain't no longer fighting Jake Paul due to personal reasons. Um, the runner-up, they're torn, but they're saying it could be Francis Ngannou. Wow, dude, not being rude, yeah. Again, no disrespect. If Jake Paul beats Francis Ngannou, yeah, if the fight was to happen, it's been finalized, whatnot. My God, I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say. If Jake Paul beats Francis Ngannou, dude, it's yeah, yeah.
but cuz let's just speak this though. He's got a very good record against the MMA fighters that's coming over to boxing. He's been boxing, training, active. I'm not supporting Jake Paul or nothing, man, but
I get that, but what I'm saying
yeah,
is, and what I'm saying is, if Jake Paul was to beat Francis Ngannou, I, I'm speechless. I wouldn't even know what to say because it's just like you fought two of the best already, right? Fury and AJ, yeah, and now you're fighting. Some would say a YouTuber, whatnot, and if he beats you, bro, I don't know what to say. I do not know what to say because it's just like it just seems that you're just there for a payday. Either you didn't try. I don't know. I honestly I don't know. I don't know. But I believe I strongly believe if you put Garner in the ring with Jake Paul, it will hurt Jake Paul. That's just my personal opinion. But
yeah,
I'm saying
yeah,
if Jake Paul was to beat him, dude, it's I don't know what to say, bro. It's mad. It would be crazy.
yeah. They might as well just give him a UFC title, man. If he beats, yeah, just give him it because he's got look. Lucy said it here best, and I think it's crazy because when you look at it, man, uh, Jake Paul has beaten like 2 to 3 UFC champions. Cause this is crazy.
Now I
But
get that, but
Ngannou
remember
didn't have enough training in less
they're
than
camp
2 weeks.
they're campaigning at heavyweight. Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, all right, okay. If Jake Paul was to beat Ngannou, there's only one reason why he beats Ngannou because maybe Ngannou hasn't been match ready. Do you know what I mean? He hasn't been trained or nothing. He's just come from home and boom, straight in the ring. I get that. But I'm just looking at it as like, whoa, you are a professional fighter. You should be ready at any moment because you fight. That's what you do for a living. But for this person to call you out, for you to say yes, and then for him to beat you and knock you out, then, dude, I don't know what to say, man. I'm lost for words.
Yeah, no, cuz man, that's a madness, man. Could you might as well answer this question, cuz man. Big up to
Uh,
Daniel Thomas for just getting involved, man. If he beats him, do you put him up there with the top heavyweights, cuz? And
who, Jake?
do you rate Jake Paul?
Do you know what? No, I respect what he's doing. Yeah, I I respect what Jake Paul's doing because look, he's fighting people he knows that he can beat. Yeah, that's just the reality. Let's keep it real. Like he's fighting people that he knows deep down he can beat. Now, why don't we put Jake Paul in the ring with the likes of Tony Bellew, right? Who's retired? Yeah, the likes of Carl Froch. Do you know what I'm saying? These are all champions, ex champions. You know what I mean? He's not gonna fight them. He'll only fight them if I don't know they've got some form of injury or one that he knows about. I don't know, but he's not Jake Paul. Look, we've seen already. Jake Paul lost to a boxer, and that was Tommy Fury. Yeah, I'm hearing the greatest of all boxers, but do you know what I mean? He beat Jake Paul, and it's like from there, dude. He fought Mike Tyson's what 59. I mean, come on, So it's just he knows what he's doing. Look, if Jake Paul was to fight top boxers and want to lose every fight, yeah, he's not making money. He's losing money. Do you know what I mean? Well, he's making money regardless, but it's not good. So yeah, it's yeah, I can't put him as top. No, no, Jake. Okay, at this present moment right now, where would I rank Jake at heavyweight? I don't know. So I say top 50. That's just me being fair.
That's being fair. If that's hypothetical, if he beats Ngannou though, but Ngannou's
Yeah,
powerful
but
punch,
okay,
yeah, the
and
toughest
Garnu,
fight.
when he fought Fury, he was ranked somewhere on the WBC. When he lost to AJ, well, he was long gone.
Yes.
So, yeah, dude, I can't even. Like I said, the only way he beats Ngannou is Ngannou's just not match ready, and it's just, do you know what I mean? But for me, the way I see it, as a professional athlete, footballer, boxer, whatever, you need to be match ready. So if something like that beats you, then boy, I don't know what to say, man. It is what it is.
This is obviously the last point before we obviously wrap up properly. Big up to Lucy's Fats and Danny Thomas and everyone involved. I think Jake Paul is still ranked number 15 by the WBA at cruiserweight, which is very, very intriguing, because if he just fights a little bit more at cruiserweight, then he could get a title, cuz potentially. Lucy, then he should give him a pataya. This is what FK Breeze say. Give him a pataya.
Chris Billam-Smith, Isaac Chamberlain, who else? Chris Billam-Smith and Isaac Chamberlain will beat Jake Paul. They'll beat him. They'll beat him. It'll be light work. They'll beat him. So why don't he call out, Isaac Chamberlain or Chris Billam-Smith? Chris Billam-Smith is a former cruiserweight champion. Like you said,
because he knows, man. He knows.
Or because he's campaigning that heavyweight now, call out Richard Riapple. He ain't gonna do it, man. He ain't gonna do it. Even Dave Allen. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Might as well. He can't be any worse than those guys. Upper-Tie's been fighting. Yeah, which is true, man. This is true. It's absolutely crazy. And look, here's a bold point from Daniel Thomas. Jake Paul will be world champ by the end of 2026. Woo! That is, crazy. Cuz I think that's the best way to wrap up the show, man. But cuz, big up to you, big up to the whole of the community that's tuned in. Apologies about the technical issues. Hopefully you guys were able to still, enjoy the show. Once again, around 2 hours time, or less than 2 hours time, people, the first episode of the Fight Night Chronicles will be airing on this channel. It's obviously a collaboration with Red Corner Boxing. So people, make sure you tuned in, man, because you've got two boxing historians in Mr. Neutral, aka the new, Jim Watt of New Boxing Media, and Chill Dollar Bill, obviously doing a tremendous, breakdown of a legendary fight. Because this fight, how this fight is so iconic. This happened in our country, cuz, man. I need to just remind people, obviously, it's down as Zaire, but Zaire is known as Congo now. That's where our parents are from, man. So we've got that rich history back home. So I'm looking forward to the guys to break that down, man. But cuz, big up to you. And God bless the community, and thank you always for the support. I'm going to obviously hand it over to yourself. Boom, and big up.
Thank you. Guys, thank you for tuning in. It's actually been a great pod today, actually. Well, it's always good anyway. But no, just want to say thank you, really. Just keep supporting, keep tuning in. Let us know who you want to see on the pod. It could be a boxer, it could be an artist, whatever, do you know what I mean? Somebody who's known in the public eye. So guys, have a lovely, productive week ahead. Peace and love.
It's another band. All the Mars and cars now, whichever get up. I talk my card with a sweet one, please. Someone flicks me a bag by the end. Say, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strand, yeah. It's another one. It's another one, yeah. Another band. All the Mars and cars now, whichever get up. I talk my card with a sweet one, please. Someone flicks me a bag by the end. Say, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strand, yeah. It's another one, it's another one, yeah.